Sam Gray and Mike Allen out on track at the moment. The crayfisherman from Carterton, Mike Allen, the navigator, the forestry worker also from Carterton. Fortitude Racing in the Group B category, brought to you by Central Auto Parts for this particular vessel from the Carterton boys. New onto the scene this year and doing quite a nice job as well. So this lap looking pretty tidy for the boys from Carterton into the Rock Gas roundabout. Down the back chute, just squeeze accelerator, and a nice smooth finish there for Sam Gray with 60 seconds, 0.158, 60.158 from the boys from Carterton. Hey, a few of you ladies and gentlemen here at the Oxbow Aquatrack well may know Clayton and Mandy Tisdall, and Mandy was just telling me that as she was going down the back straight there, she recognised somebody out in the crowd that she has been meaning to catch up with, and then realised that she needed to rethink about that a little bit. So she said that she had a Finding Nemo moment, and then she realised that she shouldn't be telling a commentator any secrets. Because as we are well aware, ladies and gentlemen, the gods cannot change history, but commentators and tour guides can have carte blanche. So the next boat out will be the Dilemma Machine. It will be Sam Tweedy and Darcy Redstone. This is an eagle hull. And these guys are usually quite exciting to keep an eye on as well. So this is our Group B category qualifying round number 3. Bit on and off the accelerator, heading up to the first left-hander. Oh, just bogged it down in there. That is not the smooth way about it. In these Group B boats, you just need to keep your foot into it theoretically to be able to keep the maximum momentum up. Smoothies particularly fast in this category of boat. You just don't have that raw horsepower to be able to go point to point quick. It's all about getting the driving line, the race line, the apex is absolutely spot on. Sounds like a little bit of slip in the jet unit there. So maybe just need to change impellers there, but the boys just bouncing their way around that right hand to the far side of the course. The rotation seems okay in their brain at the moment. So this is well done from the boys from New Plymouth. Into the line now with a 64.166, 64.166. We're just having a look at a few of those clouds down south there, and just hoping that they will do what they normally do at Wanaka, and that's split and peel away either side of the track. Chris Rasmussen and Holly Sutherland will be out next for the professionals. The real estate agent from New Plymouth is Chris Holly, the legal executive for the professionals real estate. Attraction, sign and design, Steve Hildred Motors and Max Pennington's Auto City. The Stinger Race Hull. So Chris Rasmussen and Holly Sutherland just need to get this boat just settled down a little bit more. You notice the porpoising of it, that just slows it down a little bit. But they are across the line there with a 62.219, 62.219 from the real estate agent from New Plymouth. Got a community announcement, ladies and gentlemen, as well. Could we please have 2 mochachinos to the commentary tower, please? 2 mochachinos to the commentary tower. It'll be Tim and Debbie Edhouse out next. The couple from Ofonga. Big g'day to Richard Murray and Hughesy delivering a load of hay out to the Naki. See you guys next Tuesday. So Tim Edhouse looking really smooth out there at the moment, although in the last rotation they got a DNF due to a rotational error. Looks as though they've got this one sorted out at the moment. Into this hairpin. This one's causing a little bit of problem with this wing. Not so that time for Tim and Debbie Edhouse from Ofonga Motors. As we said earlier, had a lot of trouble getting down here. Bloke broke the A-frame on the caravan. Had to stick it on the tow truck and tow the boat behind him. Oh, a little bit deep into there. Little knifey around that centre chute into the rock gas roundabout now. Oh, really overcooked it on the exit. We saw a good look at the underneath of that Stinger race boat. This is qualifying round number 3 for the Group B category. And Tim and Debbie Edhouse across the line. No time. Maybe the transponder issue. Wow. We've got a few transponder issues here at the moment. So young Hughesy, one of my co-commentators down there at Wanganui recently, hasn't put through his selections for his predictions for today. Neither has Blake the Baker. So looking forward to seeing how that's going. I'm staying out of final position predictions for today. Final round of the 2019 Jet Sprint Series brought to you by Mouthfresh. So this will be Craig Shaw in outer limits, Stu White doing the navigational duties. Tyre Disposal Services and Collier Motor Engineers. They've been asked to go back around. We'll have a short break, ladies and gentlemen. It seems as though we have a bit of a gremlin with our timing loop. So that'll upset the preparation process for Craig Shaw. We'll just take a short break. We will be back in a minute when we sort out our little timing problems here. All right, we are now going back racing. We had a bit of a meeting of the minds over there at the timing loop, and I can tell you now that those 3 blokes over there had a combined IQ of about 3.5. So let's hope that the timing is back up and running A-OK as Craig Shaw in outer limits will make his way back towards the start chute again. We are ready to go. Hopefully that situation has been resolved. Craig Shaw just waiting for the starter. Okay, so our starting crew now are bringing Craig Shaw up to the line. That'll upset that mental preparation for him. Moving now into the start chute. Concentrate on the track. Stu White doing the navigational duties. Qualifying round number 3 for the Group B category. Craig Shaw up and running in outer limits. Stu White, great to see him back in the boat after the round at Wanganui last time out. Craig Shaw just running a little bit wide around that left-hander. This boat very, very loose indeed. Had a chat to Craig earlier and he said that they've set the boat up so it is a little bit loose. So really starting to get on top of the handling of this vessel now after they've made those changes. Run it real wide around the Mouthfresh hairpin just in front of commentary. Luckily, he kept his foot into it and kept that confidence up, because otherwise he was going to drift far too wide. If he had taken his foot out of it, he would have lost steering and created all sorts of problems for himself. Interesting aspects starting to appear in the track now as the water is being sprayed to the outside of the track, particularly over the corporate side of the facility here. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Craig Shaw across the line in a 60-second .274 run. 60.274 there for Craig Shaw. Interesting what's happening here at the track is as the water is dispersing to the outside of the track, particularly over to the corporate side opposite commentary there, you can see that puddle starting to appear over there. Some of the drivers are mistaking that for a split second as a part of the course and wondering if they are in fact in the wrong channel. So as that plays out today, all the drivers and navigators are now well aware of it, but it doesn't mean at that split second that they don't transition into that puddle thinking it is part of the course proper. So we'll certainly keep an eye on that. Always exciting when they start racing in channels that are not designed for jet sprint boats. So Carl Beaver, the Beaver reliever now, Jay Amon out on track at the moment. Last time out, Carl Beaver was out with confidence, but really got the track rotation wrong. And we saw Carl Beaver had a head fade massively at Hastings only 2 rounds ago and threw himself well down the list in championship contention. So really got a point to prove today, and he's gone the wrong way again. So Carl Beaver really just driving super hard, needs to slow it down, needs to think about what he's doing and get this rotation right, because the way he's going at the moment, he's going to create problems come final time. So KB Engineering Limited, Carl Beaver back on rotation proper now, but it's a long way to go to the finish line from here for the man from New Plymouth. Certainly came into the sport in a big way only a couple of years ago. They had a big roll down at Wangadui in the opening round and broke the navigator's arm, but they seem to have got through that now. So Carl Beaver will need to have a look at the time there for Carl Beaver. Matt Manell doing more laps here today in timing than he ever has. 108.142, 108.142 there for the Beaver reliever. Bevan Schuler out next for Schuler Concreting. The man currently sitting in equal third in the Group B Championship has a fair chance at getting on top of the podium, not just for today's round, but the overall championship. So I'll tell you what, it is just going to be so exciting. We're only in qualifying 3, 2 more qualifying rounds to go, then we're top 9, top 6, top 3. So Clayton Tisdall, the man who's actually posted the fastest time on track today, just running up and providing a bit of water here into commentary. So Bevan Schuler with Grant Gibson. This Group B category, very restricted, 400 cubic inch engines, 8 1/4 inch jet units, producing around about 500 horsepower. And Bevan Schuler has made a rotational error. So plenty to play for here today. And the boys and girls at the top of the tree in this Group B category making mistakes that we would not normally see. This presenting quite a few problems, particularly when it comes to developing the confidence that he's going to be absolutely needed. Bevan Schuler and Grant Gibson still not on rotation proper. Now they are on the rotation proper. So once you get that rotation right, it does take a fair bit of a thought process to be able to get back onto the rotation correctly again and he's gone the wrong way. They have just completely lost it right off the power, and Bevan Schuler will post a DNF for qualifying round number 3 in this Group B category. Take that back to the trailer, have a look at the course map yet again, and try to work it out from there. I dare say there's going to be a fair amount of conversation going on back on the trailer as Hayden Wilson in the white noise machine, the man currently leading with Tim Edhouse in the Group B category. The man from Wanganui coming up next. Young Hughesy has posted through his tips for the day, and he has suggested that it is going to be Hayden Wilson for the win today as well as the championship. He's also predicted that Ollie Silverton will take the championship, but Cy Gibbon will take the win today in the Group A, and he's predicted a Glen Head win today, which will mean that Glen Head takes the championship. We'll keep a close eye on that one, Hughesy. I'll tell you what, this final round, I'm not too sure that I'm actually game to put my neck on the chopping block and make predictions, because it is all going to come down to the wire. But all back to the focus on the track at the moment. White noise, Hayden Wilson, the boat very, very loose, coming through the crosswash in the centre of the course. A little bit of a washing machine as the wakes from the previous part or transition through the course just crossing into one another, creating the very unsettled conditions we're seeing out on the track at the moment. But Hayden Wilson, with Greeksy doing the navigational duties, a bit untidy around the rock gas roundabout at the top part of the course. 0800 my engine, Hayden Wilson across the line there. That's a good time with a 56.463. 56.463, some 4 seconds in front of his closest rival in qualifying 3 in the Group B category thus far. G'day to everybody around the world watching on the live stream, and indeed you, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Oxbow Aqua Track. Are you having fun so far? Yeah, it's a little bit early in the day to get too excited. Well, I can guarantee you, you will be excited by the end of the day, because if you're not excited by jet sprinting and it doesn't raise the hairs on the back of your neck, you might go and see the doctor, because your heart rate is obviously down and you may not have a pulse. Buttercup coming up next. Daniel Reid, Jasmine Webster, Egmont Industrial Supplies. Oh, Buttercup on and off the accelerator through that part of the course. Hayden Wilson, his good mate, leading the championship. Oh, Buttercup just right off it there. Man from Wytra, the logistics officer, Jasmine Webster, the student and teacher's aide. Buttercup in his last time out posted a pretty good time. Seems to have the rotation sorted out. Will it be the commentator's curse that upsets this one? It is a fair potential to do exactly that. But it is Daniel Reid now into the fast part of the circuit, right down to the bottom part of the course is all he needs to do. Where will the time be? And that's a good one with a 57 dead, so about half a second slower than Hayden Wilson in white noise. Bryce Barron will be up next with Caleb Barron, and we've got Ruben Hoxema, the man from the sprinttech.co.nz. Mate, you're in the super engine. It's your third race meeting. Well, second and a half, yeah, because you were that bad at Hastings for your first one, mate. We shouldn't even count that one because that was quite embarrassing. You did well at Wanganui, though, mate.
Second, then. This could be the second one.
Righto, we'll make this the second. Are we going to completely forget about the first one?
What first one?
Yeah, good, well done. So, Ruben Hoxema, we'll keep an eye on him in the sprinttech.co.nz machine, but it is Bryce Barron and Caleb Barron out on track at the moment. Wow, these guys out of the blocks very quickly indeed. Bryce Barron full of confidence at the moment. Oh, too wide, spits it out. Bryce Barron, the confidence overdid the skill and the grip at the top part of the track, and that is all over.
Wipe out.
Oh, I love it. That's our first off for the day. and those guys will be AOK, our rescue crew. G'day to Mel, our rescue crew team leader, not able to be here today. He said a big shout out to the entire rescue crew who do a wonderful job right here throughout the New Zealand Jetsprint season. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we've been having a few issues in Australia with some of these vegan protesters trying to stop the world and stealing animals and all sorts of things like that. And look, I don't mind if you eat vegan or if you eat grass or you eat animals, but what I find particularly disturbing is that these people going in onto private property and releasing animals. I do believe that they released about 200 laying chickens recently in the idea that they were going to free them and let them be like free willy, run wild little chickens. Well, it didn't work out too well because the foxes ate the whole lot of them. But what I want to say to those vegan protesters is you have your right to protest. Please don't interrupt other people's lives. And if you really want to set animals free, we have crocodile farms in the Northern Territory. Go up and free the bloody crocodiles, I say. See how that goes for you. Anyway, there's my little bit of a rant for the day. We will continue racing in just a minute.